America. The unbeaten Florida State Seminoles and the champions of the Big 8 Conference, the Sooners of Oklahoma. Oklahoma again reigning as conference champion after defeating Nebraska last November. After that game, Coach Barry Switzer talked with his Sooners.
Party around! That is the greatest Oklahoma performance that's ever been. And we got it. There is the best player in America. We've got someone here from the Big 8 office, Commissioner Chuck Knox. One other thing. Party at Riley's house.
Time that night for Oklahoma. Maybe it will be tonight for Bobby Bowden. His Florida State Seminoles set to go, and a short time ago he talked with his two quarterbacks in the locker room here at the Orange Bowl.
There's 88, but that's the guy you want to read right there. That means that strong safety's coming. You ever see him? Slip right over here. Okay? Now, sometimes the free safety will fire from here. The free safety might try to fire up the middle. And you spot that because he won't move over here. And the strong safety will stay there. Anytime he fires up there, you want to add sooner. Sooner to your call. That means our backs will stay and pick up the free safety on that blitz and give you time to work on these two guys right here. I think the big thing tonight is getting back deep in your pocket and setting your feet and set and firing the football. That's what you're going to have to do now. They're going to put a good rush on them. They can't put it on all night. We're going to work them over.
NBC Sports presents the College Bowl. Football from Miami, Florida. It is Florida State versus Oklahoma in the 1980 Orange Bowl. Brought to you by Pontiac, who offers you even more excitement for 1980. By Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. By Goodyear Tiempo, the all-season radio that eliminates winter tire changeover. And by IBM, Office Products Division. Great night in Miami, Florida, as NBC Sports is proud to present the 1980 Orange Bowl, matching unbeaten Florida State and the Sooners of Oklahoma. Good evening, everyone. I'm Don Crickey, and from everyone at NBC Sports to all of you, a very happy New Year. We've got a great football game for you. Two of the highest scoring teams in America. They do it different ways. Florida State, a Cinderella team, 11-0 on the year. Not that long ago, they were 0-11. But now they're a powerhouse team. They do it with the passing game. They can strike from anywhere on the field, take it into the end zone in one play. Oklahoma scores even more points on the average, 37 a game. The Sooners' offense is built around an array of great runners, led by the incomparable Billy Sims, who the pro scouts tell us is the best college player in America at any position. He's got to be pretty good to be as good as Charles White, doesn't he? I'm delighted to be working again with my partner in NBC, John Brodie. John, you're looking for a lot of points.
Well, Donnie, I always look for a lot of points, but today I think I have good reason. Remember, Oklahoma's the only team that scored points in every game they played throughout the 70s. Okay, that's a pretty nice stat. But they also have fumbled the ball more than they've punted it. So don't think Barry Switzer's group is a conservative type running attack. They fire it all over the field, but most of them are laterals. On the other side of the coin, Bobby Bowden uses the whole field. I think they'll score a lot of points, and I look for one team to get ahead, get the score back in the hat, and a great night.
Well, you're talking about Oklahoma. You talk about Billy Sims. Touchdown Billy Sims. 22 touchdowns this year. He scored 132 points. We'll watch some of them.
statistics. Another man whose statistics are speaking for themselves, Bobby Bowden. He went from 0-11 to 11-0. The people in Tallahassee think this man is great. We think you'd like to take a look at what they say.
Came from West Virginia to the sunshine of the South. He backs up with the foreman's what he says with his mouth. When it came to Tallahassee, the only good thing was the band. But now them fighting Seminole are the best team in the land. Bobby Bowden, you're the coach for me. Bobby Bowden, please stay in Tallahassee. Them Gator fans used to joke and clown when Florida State would come to town. But they stopped laughing thanks to Bobby B. Jimmy, Jay, and Wally love to put it up. They fill the air with footballs. They've really got the touch. Passing is their specialty. All Seminole fans know that when them boys are throwing right, the offense has to go. Bobby Bowden, you're the coach for me. Bobby Bowden, please stay in Tallahassee. Them Gator fans used to joke and clown when Florida State would come to town, but they stopped laughing thanks to Bobby B. Now the defense is the bright spot for FSU this year. With Simmons in the middle, the fans can really cheer. The linebackers and linemen turn quarterbacks to jump, and Butler, Jones, and Ivory just help answer prayers with Monk. Bobby Bowden, you're the coach for me. Bobby Bowden, please stay in Tallahassee. Them Gator fans used to joke and clown when Florida State would come to town, but they stopped laughing thanks to Bobby B. Yeah, they stopped laughing thanks to Bobby B.
They love Bobby Bowden down here in Florida, and with good reason. He's going to also be mic'd during the game with a wireless mic. He's agreed to that, so you'll hear him actually sending the plays in from the sideline. And down on the sideline, joining us tonight on our NBC broadcast, a former All-Pro player, one of our fine broadcasters, Bob Trumpy. Bob?
Thank you, Don. Bobby Bowden has pulled out all the stops for this Orange Bowl tonight, enlisting the services of an alumni from Florida State, Mr. Burt Reynolds. I'm sure you're happy about your alma mater being 11-0, Burt.
I'm thrilled about it, Bob, because about 6 years ago they were 0-11. So Bobby's really turned the whole program around. I'm really happy for him and happy for Florida State. And I love Oklahoma, and I love that Sims fella, but damn, I'd like to win this game.
Would you predict a score?
No, sir, I won't.
There you are, Don. Back to you.
All right, we are just about set to go. There is Renegade, the Seminole horse, and Chief Osceola fires down the Warfire. And the Sooner Schooner is out on the field also and set to go as we are ready for the 1980 Orange Bowl game from Miami, Florida. Unbeaten Florida State against the Sooners of Oklahoma.
Some car enthusiasts think of the Mazda RX-7S as an economical sporty import. But according to the fuel economy sticker the government requires on every new car sold in America, this Pontiac Firebird with automatic transmission offers better estimated gas mileage. And according to this sticker, the Pontiac Firebird is priced $1,418 less. Just goes to prove, even car enthusiasts can learn something from Pontiac.
You know, a lot of people ask us how two brothers got in a fight game. It's simple.
We hated each other. We were always fighting.
But we get along fine now. We relax with a light beer from Miller. It has a
5 years or more experience. The Sooners are a great team, tremendous team speed. And Oklahoma, a team that has come from behind 16 times in the last 2 years in the fourth quarter. So if they get behind, that's just like they like it. They like to measure their opponent. They can rally back and win a football game. They do it time and again. DARROL Ray, an All-American defensive back, is the kickoff man also for the Sooners of Oklahoma. And back deep for the Seminoles of Florida State is Kelly Burney, number 38. He is the deep man. Wind is kicking up here in Miami. Temperature kickoff time around 60 degrees, but there is a gusting wind that could affect the Florida State passing game. We're set to go. The Orange Bowl sold out. They could have sold another 50, 60,000 tickets, but the man's so great for this matchup. Here is Burney, 2 yards deep in the end zone, and he is counseled by an up back out, and so the Seminoles go on offense, 1st and 10 for the first time in the game from their 20. Their quarterback, a hard-throwing Jimmy Jordan. Mark Lyles, a big 240-pound senior fullback, is the power back, rushed for over 1,000 yards. Michael Whiting can catch the ball or run with it. They mix up the run with the pass, but they like to throw more than anything else. And now they can out 1st and 10 at their 20. Jordan, a senior from Tallahassee, sets his team down. He goes to his fullback, and Lyles hits out across the 20, drives into the Oklahoma defense, and gets the ball close to the 23-yard line. Florida State has some very quick pass catchers on either flank. Artis Johnson is one of them. He is a freshman from Tampa, Florida. And there's the most dangerous deep threat, senior Jackie Flowers, a senior from Jacksonville, Florida. The tight end can also catch the ball, Grady King. It's 2nd down and 6 now for Florida State. First back through is the fullback, and Oklahoma shuts it right down. Lyles, the fullback, flies straight ahead. Richard Turner and Keith Gary knock him down for Oklahoma. Let's go! There's some big pass blockers up front. This might be the best one. Left tackle Ken Lanier for Florida State. Next to him is Mike Good, another good pulling guard who can also pass block. The center is a fine football player, John Madden. They take care of the quarterback. The right guard will be number 70, Greg Futch. The right tackle is Tom Brannon. And now on 3rd down and 6, Jordan takes a look. His first throw, he's going long. Oklahoma had a play on the football. But HEBERT came up and almost had an interception for the Sooners. John?
That, I think, very simply, Jordan went down the field to his wide side, and he will do that as long as they play man-to-man defense. They're in what is called, in the pros they call it a double zone. But actually, they've got 2 people almost playing bump and run on the wide receivers, 2 people playing deep zones outside. They're going to try and get to the men in the deep outside and see if they can't run patterns. That time it was ineffective.
So now Florida State will have to punt the ball. It's downfield. Oklahoma, Basil Banks receives the ball. Here is Banks across the 40. Open field. 1 man has a shot at him. Basil Banks of Oklahoma cuts back inside the 20, the 10, fumbles the ball into the end zone. Florida State recovered the football. So Oklahoma, which has fumbled in 36 times in the regular season, a spectacular punt return by Basil Banks, but a fumble inside the 5-yard line is recovered for a touchback in the end zone. A 67-yard return.
I just hope that most of the fellas that were on that punting team are not the same guys that are going to play offense in the Seminoles again, because they ran about 140 yards all over the field trying to run down Basil Banks. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they substitute for him, too, because he took a good lick when he got close to the end zone, fumbled the ball, and as fortune would have it, the Seminoles are zip to zip and got their second possession.
Ed Richardson, a senior from Crystal River, Florida, was the man who got the ball in the end zone. Oklahoma with the wishbone offense. We haven't seen it employed yet here tonight. They've not gone from scrimmage, but they did fumble the ball 36 times. It's a high-risk offense, also a high-point offense, 37 a game. But now Florida State starts right back where they were not that long ago. Jordan throws, man, is open. The ball is caught on the left flank by Sam Platt, number 29. So the Seminoles, after the big break, come right out of fire and make it a 22-yard gain.
Donnie, it didn't take them long to find out that Oklahoma has been playing with 2 safety men deep instead of an expected 3. If they're going to do that, Bowden mentioned, I'm going to run my tight end or my flanker down the sidelines and make them use all the field when we see if they can cover it. He did so on 1st down, threw the ball perfectly, and they're on the move.
There's Sam Platt, who went up in the air and got the ball. He's the junior from Jacksonville, Florida. They've got the strong arm at quarterback. And Jimmy Jordan. He's going to let it rip again. In the flat, he goes to Lyles as fullback. And the Florida State Seminoles have it cooking now. They're across midfield and down to the 47-yard line of Oklahoma. An 11-yard game. That's the breakdown. The Sooners on defense. Across the front, Barry Bergen, Keith Gary, Richard Turner, John Goodman. He's their best, and Bruce Tate, a good pass rusher at right end. Great linebacker in George Cumby, a consensus All-American. Barry Dittman's another guy who can cover sideline to sideline. But right now, the Oklahoma Sooners are being tested by the Florida State passing game. As Basil Banks and Mike Babb at the corner. Sherwood Taylor is one of the deep backs. Randy Hughes no longer at Oklahoma. And here is the give. They go straight ahead on second and less than a yard. He gets the ball down to the 46-yard line. Richard Turner and John Goodman in the middle of the Oklahoma line made the stop. So John, they get the first down, but Florida State's a club. You can't handicap this to a form chart. They'll come out throwing long on first down.
Well, I think the reason they do that, Don, is they wait and see what you do defensively, and they're ready to take advantage of whatever it is. At this time, I think you can expect them to see outside in the flat and outside deep.
No score in the game. Jordan steps in. He throws down the sideline, and he does not hit his man. He goes long. Earlier, you remember that first throw was almost intercepted. This time, he took a look at Hardest Johnson. Bobby Bowden sending plays in quickly. They come in with wide receivers. They'll alternate wide receiver. A spectacular play on the first time Oklahoma got the ball on the punt. Basil Banks takes it back 67 yards, but fumbles inside the 5, and the Seminoles get it back for a touchback.
And it wasn't like the first time he'd run any back. He's the second leading punt returner in the country. So
Jordan throws on second down and 10. His tight end Grady King had the ball, but the Oklahoma 40 could not hold on. And so third down and 10 comes up for the Seminoles.
Mentioned, Don, that when they play the defense they're playing at Oklahoma, and I expect them to stay pretty much in this if they don't get burned too badly. They're playing with both their cornerbacks up pretty tight, playing them to the outside. They're running their tight end where he left. When the cornerbacks are out there, they're trying to stay as close as they can to the wide receivers. It leaves the platform of hope, but they haven't been burned badly early.
Jordan during the year hit for 13 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, swings the pass out on third down. Now running ahead with the ball is Michael Whiting, but he's not going to get the first down. On third down and 10, the Sooner defense holds. And so Florida State sends its punter back out, Ron Stark. And he might very well, John, be kicking it far away from Basil Banks as he can.
Wouldn't be a bad idea if I'm sure he was watching. In fact, I thought I saw him in the chase.
Basil Banks is back. He wears number 17. Darrell Ray is back with him as an up back to block. Up to him. The ball is high and the rush is coming. The punt by Stark is a high punt downfield. Oklahoma lets it hop down, and it's down inside the 20-yard line. So the Sooners will go on offense for the first time from scrimmage with that powerhouse wishbone offense. And they'll have the ball when we return to the Orange Bowl in Miami after this. At the 1980 Orange Bowl in Miami, the Oklahoma Sooners going on offense, first and 10 for the first time. They very nearly were in the end zone on a punt return, but a fumble turned it back over to Florida State. The first back through, running hard. David Overstreet runs the ball and gets it out close to the 20-yard line. J.C. Watt, Julius Caesar Watt's a good thrower, doesn't pitch often at quarterback. The great Billy Sims with some 3,800 career yards rushing, one of the halfbacks. The other is David Overstreet, number 22. He can run with the ball. He also leads the blocking for Sims, and a freshman fullback and a very good one from Carson, California, Stanley Wilson. So the Sooners, after a gain of 2 yards on the first carry by David Overstreet, go right back to the run, and diving over the top is Billy Sims, who averaged during his 4 years playing in Oklahoma 7 yards a run.
And you can see once he gets his shoulders going forward, parallel to the line of scrimmage, the man can go in either direction. All he needs is a little bitty space. He'll find his own hole after that, and he'll create one once he gets by the point of attack. In practice, watching the man, he is such a natural athlete. He's only caught 2 balls, and he's run it for something like 500 and X amount of times in his college career. But don't think the man isn't an all-around athlete. He can also catch the ball. In pros, I'm sure they'll throw it to him a lot that way. Just because you don't catch a lot, he's caught an awful lot of laterals that would have gone for fumbles and made him look pretty good.
They get the ball in any way they can. A defensive huddle on the Florida State sideline. We have no score here in the Orange Bowl. 10:29 left to play in the first quarter. As the Sooners of Oklahoma break the huddle, third down and less than a foot. Watt, the quarterback, calls his his own number, and J.C. Watts plunges ahead behind the good center, Paul Tabor, and his right guard, Don Key, a freshman guard, and Watts has a first down for the Sooners. The pass catchers for Oklahoma, they don't throw the ball a lot, but they've got the people who can get it when they do. Freddie Nixon is the split end. And a very good tight end, the strongest player on the Oklahoma team with good hands, tight end Forrest Valora. No score on the board, Oklahoma in red. Crimson and cream, they call it, in northern Oklahoma. First and 10 for the Sooners at their 31. Pitch back goes. Here's Billy Sims looking to go wide. He's hemmed in and knocked down at the 31-yard line. No gain on the play. Monk Coniston, a junior free safety, makes the stop. They've got some humongous people up front for Oklahoma. Lewis Obrey, a 270-pounder from New Orleans, is at one tackle. 270-pound Terry Crouch is right next to him at guard. Tabor, the center, comes in at 245, and he can move it out right at that linebacker. Don Key, a 250-pound freshman, is at right guard. And Ed Culver, a sophomore, 255 pounds, is the right tackle. Oklahoma, though, relies primarily on the back's quickness. They'll go all over the field. Here is Watts throwing. He delivers the ball downfield, and it's broken up. He was throwing the ball to Bobby Grayson, number 12, and the play is broken up by a very quick Florida State secondary.
Don, you know, it's been said that J.C. Watts has a fine arm, may be the best thrower that's played at Oklahoma in the past decade, but when you don't throw very often, it's very difficult to have the timing you need to complete passes against a team that's used to practicing against a team that's throwing it all the time. You can see the play was very well played defensively. The coordination was a little off offensively, and I think you'll see a lot more of that pitching it back and lateraling and let's go game.
Well, in 11 games this year, J.C. Watts only threw the ball 81 times. They go to the run, though. On third down and 10, Billy Sims gets out to the 35-yard line, and everybody gangs up on Billy Sims. Ivory Joe Hunter, number 46, was the first striker.
Don, I think many people expected, because the Seminoles and Florida State is a smaller school, that they would be smaller people. These guys match up pretty well size-wise. Speed-wise is where Oklahoma was expected to have the big edge. And the Seminoles will play from inside to out, trying to use the sideline on Sims, and they were effective in the first series of play.
Now, Keeling in Oklahoma. Florida State gets a big rush. Keeling, a freshman from Dallas, hits the ball well. Back downfield, returning it now for Florida State is Gary Henry. And so, when we come back to the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida State will have possession of football for a third time. There is no score on the board.
All right, we've got Bobby Bowden Mike for tonight. We're going to try to give you a little insight as to what the plays are. The first thing you'll hear is the call. I'll tell you this after the play.
Michael Whiting's the ball carrier, and he drives it out to the 30-yard line. The first down play, and here's Robert Trumpy.
The first thing you'll hear is the color. That's the formation. Next, a bunch of numbers. That's the play, the way the play is called. He calls pass plays with cars, Cadillac, Chevrolet, Dodge, so on and so forth. Screens are states. Texas is the tailback screen, and anything starting with an F is the fullback screen. So hopefully you can get some insight as to what Florida State is going to call tonight from Bobby Bowden.
Well, it probably took them 3 weeks to get it straight. I'm sure we can handle it in one explanation.
Hey, give me some warning.
All right, here is the handoff straight up the middle. Carrying the ball is Mark Lyles. If they get thrown for a loss, I guess, John, it's an Edsel. It's an Edsel. That's what Bowden was saying. Now they get the ball out. Pick up a few yards on the play. Gets it out to about the 33-yard line. Third down coming up for the Florida State Seminoles. They'll have 3rd and 4. Clock is running in the first quarter. 7:30 left to play. Getting a little brisk down here in Miami right now. The wind is blowing up, gusting across the field. Jordan is liable to let it rip at any time, and he'll liable to look to go the distance. A deep drop. He gets time. Steps in. He throws. He's got his man for a first down. Coming down and catching the ball is Hardis Johnson. Let's go down and pick up Coach Bowden.
344 X post.
I got that.
X post. Okay. R344 X post.
All right, what the X means is that's the wide receiver on the weak side of the field. Huh? 344 means it's a play action pass. It's a first down play so he can fake a running play. He's going to try to get to the wide receiver all the way down the field on a post. It's pretty simple terminology.
You talk with the guy to play quarterback. Here's the long throw by Jordan, and he's going for that wide receiver, and Oklahoma almost picks it off. But Hebert, the free safety, way back, goes for the ball, and Sam Flatley, center receiver. Let's go back down to the field here.
R344, you want a Cadillac or not? R344, X square in. Come on.
They're running the pattern to the same receiver. It's the wide side receiver. That's the weak side.
Oh, he stayed way deep.
And they're not going to give it all that fake action, just a little power 44 play. It won't be much of a play number fake, and you'll try to come to the weak side again.
It's 2nd down and 10 for Florida State. There's no score in the game. Jimmy Jordan forced out of the pocket. He's going to run with the ball. Across midfield, he is run down by defensive end Bruce Payton, number 5 for the Sooners. A gain on the play of about 5 yards, and so it's going to be 3rd down coming up for Florida State. John Goodman and Richard Turner forced him out of the pocket with a good rush up the middle. A lot of size in that Oklahoma defensive front.
Jordan actually made a pretty good play out of a well-covered play. They've had the wide receiver to the weak side covered twice pretty well. He had nowhere to go because he only had one receiver the first time, and that time he picked up 4 yards when he had no one else to go to also.
On 3rd down and 6, Jordan with a deep drop. He guns it hard and has his tight end. Grady King, the tight end, catches the ball over the middle down to the 35-yard line. It's a 1st down for Florida State.
Left, fullback, statue right.
I think everybody at home knows what a statue is. He goes back as if he's going to throw the ball, and the fullback will take the ball probably to the weak side. That's the play that they call on the sideline, and unless he changes the play at the line of scrimmage, we'll be okay.
The fullback is a big senior from Buffalo, New York, 6'4", 235-pound Mark Lyles. There's the ball going to Lyles, and he heads upfield with a head of steam. He's a truck when he gets it rolling, and Lyles takes it down inside the 30 on a 1st down carry. He's ahead for 8 yards. Knocked down by defensive end Bruce Payton. But Florida State is now starting to challenge.
Well, we mentioned that is what a statue is. Now, they'll run this 2 or 3 times a game whenever they feel that the defensive linebackers are giving way because they think it's a passing situation. They did on that particular occasion. He got good blocks out in front of him to the weak side. They double-teamed over the middle, and he picked up 6-7.
2nd down, a long 2 for Florida State. No score in the 1st quarter. They go to Lyles. He's tough to bring down, and Lyles stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Needed 2 yards.
I think he's got it. I think he was hit behind the line, and I thought he was going to be brought down, but he carried the man for 3 or 4 yards.
The Seminole backers liking all of this, so they have a 1st down now. Lyles has run with the ball 5 times, has gained 19 yards. The 1st quarter clock shows 5.5 minutes to play. Florida State on its 3rd possession is driving against Oklahoma. Pitch back, running hard is Michael Whiting. Changes gears as he went wide, cuts back, accelerates ahead. He has yardage down close to the Oklahoma 20.
Left 91. Hey, George, they got the 5 defensive backs there yet? Keep your eye on them. We ought to get ready for a Z corner now here now.
I think what you're going to see is a draw. The 90 series is generally a draw. We'll see. You bet he's looking at the secondary reaction right now.
I'm going with you, John. You got it. Mark Lyles on the draw, takes it down to the 16-yard line on a 2nd down and 7 carry. He drives the ball down the deepest penetration of Florida State of Oklahoma territory in this game.
You'll find that most of the running plays for the Seminoles are draws or off screens. They're Statue of Liberty. They're anything that's run off a passing formation or a drop back by the quarterback. What good's it going to do them to run up to the line of scrimmage when everybody in the house knows they're going to throw it whenever possible? That's the way they structure it, and that's the way they operate.
Florida State with 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 2. They've converted 2 of 4 previous 3rd down. They go to the big back, and he drives it straight at Oklahoma. Down inside the 15-yard line. He had to advance the ball to the 13.
George, how close is it?
He might have it. Talking to him.
Yeah. Okay, go. No, we're going to 88. Hey, Coach, did we make it? Let me know that. That's all I want to know. Now, see how much we need. 2 tights now. See how much? See how much? Down, Coach. Let's first down. All right, George. Get out.
says, look and see. Now, obviously, the receivers are named from weak side to strong side, X, Y, Z. So look to the side that the tight end is sitting, and they look to the wide receiver. If he does what Coach Bowden asked him to do, maybe he'll find him.
All right, first down and 10 for Florida State. Jordan timing pattern, lost it into the end zone, running under the ball, incomplete. But there's a penalty marker down in the end zone. We could have an interference call against Oklahoma.
Don, that's Z, if you want to know. He used the wide side of the field. He gave himself plenty of room to run the pattern, and when he did so,
tell that quarterback to make sure his handoff now, okay?
It enabled the quarterback to put the ball out there.
What?
Jay Jimerson was defending on the play against Sam Platt, a junior wide receiver who went down under the ball. An interference call against Oklahoma. Puts the ball at the 1-yard line of the Sooners, and Florida State now has it point-blank range, first and goal.
In due respect to Jimerson, he was locked out of the play. He made a fine defensive play. He had way too much room to cover. When a quarterback and a receiver have that much time to loft the ball over the top, there's really not much you can do.
Jackie Flowers also running a pattern deep. He's being helped off the field. Now, Florida State. First back through, didn't get there, and another penalty marker flies through. Fullback Mark Lyles tries a straight-ahead dive, but Oklahoma's big defensive linemen submarine the blocking, and the linebackers and shot over the top. George Cumby, number 28. Another call against the Sooners, and Coach Switzer sees his team with a problem right now.
Well, he's seen a lot of problems in his day, and he handles them pretty well. I'll tell you, when his team is down by 10, down by 14, when they play tough teams, they know they might be. But they've always come back. They play the whole game. And he knows himself that it's kind of hard for Oklahoma to get up against a team, no matter how great a season they've had at 11-0, that wasn't ranked this high before the season started, and that hasn't played in Oklahoma.
First down and goal from a half-yard out. Whiting dives into the end zone, and Florida State is on the board. Michael Whiting, a 200-pound sophomore running back from Largo, Florida, takes it into the end zone for the first score of the game, and Florida State is on the board 6-0 with 3:24 to play in the first quarter.
That was a beautiful drive, and I think the execution was more important than the play selection, and I think Bowden would tell you the same thing. Jimmy Jordan got back there. He waited for his receivers to come open. In the pregame show, we heard Bowden mention to Jordan, hey, hang in there. You're going to get a good pass rush, but hang in there. Don't throw the ball a little too early on 2 occasions. He waited long enough, and as a result, had completion.
Kicks the extra point up and good, and so the Florida State Seminoles go 74 yards in 12 plays. Sophomore Michael Whiting on the payoff, and we'll be back in a moment. At the 46th Orange Bowl game, as the underdog Seminoles of Florida State, a Cinderella team, coming in with an 11-0 record, take the lead, driving 74 yards on their third possession. Here is the kickoff downfield. Getting the ball is DARROL Shepard. He takes it across the 15-yard line. Breaks the first wave of pursuit, and DARROL Shepard down across the 20 to the 24. Rick Stockstill is down to make the tackle for Florida State. The defensive unit of Florida State, Arthur Scott, Scott Warren of the defensive ends, Jeremy Midland, the great Ron Simmons, maybe the best defensive lineman in college football, the nose guard number 50. Mark Hossack is the defensive tackle on the right side. Actually switched the tackle. Midland always plays the strong side. First down and 10, Oklahoma from the wishbone. First back through is the fullback, Stanley Wilson. And Wilson down across the 25-yard line, out close to the 27. Wilson, a 6-foot, 195-pound freshman, the heir apparent to the long line of great backs who come out of Oklahoma. Breaks through it. Joe Washington, and now Billy Sims near the linebackers from Florida State. 2 good ones. They lead the team in tackles. Reggie Herring and Paul Porowski. The defensive backs, in the opinion of the Oklahoma coach, is the most impressive part of the defense of this football team, other than Simmons. Butler and Ivory Joe Hunter at the corners. Montesort and Jones are the safeties. Pitch back goes to Billy Sims. And Sims takes a hard shot at the 31. Bobby Butler, who is the fastest player on the Florida State team, came up, beat the pulling guard, and got a clean shot at Sims. John?
He He better be, Don, because if he gets in many one-on-one situations with Sims, he's going to be chasing him to the goal line. If Oklahoma gets a situation like that 4 or 5 times in a ball game, he's going to break 2 of them. That's what they try to do. It was a pretty little lateral back. Sims was able to get past the line of scrimmage, get his shoulders turned up. Had it not been for Butler, that baby's been long gone. It was a great defensive play, but he doesn't want to get in that position often.
Oklahoma feels it has to establish its fullback. Wilson up the middle to get the running game going wide. Second back through, diving with the ball is Billy Sims, and he hits it out across the 30, out close to the 34-yard line, and a 3rd down and 2 carry. Billy Sims is close to the 1st down. Mark Masik was on the stop for Florida State. Looks like it's going to be close enough to bring out the change here. With 1:44 left to play in the 1st quarter, and Florida State on an impressive diverse drive in the lead, going 74 yards for the touchdown, a half-yard out. Michael Whiting, a sophomore, took it in at 7-0 Seminoles. Oklahoma's been to the Orange Bowl 4 of the past 5 years.
Best thing going for him right now. He better keep going.
Now ready to punt the ball for Oklahoma. Michael Keeling, a freshman, he does all the kicking. Gary Henry is back to Florida State. Blocked! Florida State blocks the punt. Bobby Butler blocked it. And the Seminoles have the ball, and they have it inside the 20-yard line of Oklahoma. Number 28.
Well, so I'll tell you, those guys are playing pretty good combination defense when you go in and block the punt. You can almost get the feeling, hey, if we hold them in a short yardage situation, send as many people as we can. If we get a 7-point lead, we better make it 14. We better play for 60 minutes. We want to take all the chances we can and hope something good happens. Not very often do you see teams come and try to block punts when they've got a 7-0 lead unless they think they can win.
Bobby Butler delivers a big play on defense for Florida State. A junior from Delray Beach, Florida. Now on 1st down, they go to the run. Here's the fullback, Mark Wiles, turning upfield. And George Cumby, an All-American striker and linebacker, makes the hit.
344 Z corner?
Right.
Right. 344 X corner. 344 X corner.
Okay, we got the X corner. That's the wide receiver to the weak side again. Off a play-action pass. You see two backs come out of the backfield, try to make it look like a play-action. I don't think it'll fool too many people right now because 2nd and 10 is an obvious passing down, particularly for these guys.
2nd down and 11 for Florida State. Jordan looking into the end zone. And he throws the ball away with good reason. As the Sooners had double coverage, Mike Babb, the right cornerback, was right there. He was
All right, let's get us a left. Hold it. This will be a left 68 wide out. Left 68 wide out.
Okay, now we're looking for the tight end, folks. An out pattern is pretty self-descriptive. Whatever side he lines up on, he'll probably line up on the weak side of the field. They're trying to go against the grain.
Jordan throws. The strike is made to the tight end, Grady King, and again, Florida State is challenging inside the 10-yard line. That was a 3rd and 11 play. It's short of a 1st down. Or is it? No,
I don't think it's short, Donnie.
They got it. They spot the ball down just enough for the 1st down. So it'll be 1st and goal from 6 yards away.
Got 2 plays right here. Have a minute.
You can see a fool nobody in the house, Don, but the important thing is not fooling them. It's executing when they do know what you're going to do. And he put that ball right in between two defenders just as well as it can be thrown.
You don't see any TVs over in Oklahoma sideline.
I don't know. They'd blow you out while you were watching.
Lyles carries the ball on 1st and goal from the 6-yard line, drives it down close to the 5.
Or 95, huh?
I'm just ran out.
Deeper. Right 95. Yeah. See, I'm afraid they get penetration inside. I don't need to be down there. I don't like it down there. I can't see, Nick. Sorry.
How about trails?
That is the end of the first quarter with the Florida State Seminoles in the lead 7-0. We'll return to tonight's action after these messages from your local station. Back at the Orange Bowl in Miami, Don Criqui with John Brodie and Bob Trumpy, and now Florida State's looking for the end zone, and they're down close to it, but not in. On a 2nd and goal carry from the 5-yard line, Florida State's fullback Mark Lyles takes it down close to the Sooner 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from there. We open the second quarter with temperatures about 60 degrees, 62 degrees. Wind is gusting. Cool night. Right now, the favorite Oklahoma Sooners are down 7-0, and Florida State's close to taking it in again.
And I'll tell you, they're close to taking it in because when they get in running situations, they're running the ball very well. Brandon Fudge, Madden, Good, Lanier, all 5 down linemen are getting good penetration.
Jackie Flowers is the wide out to the left side. Flanker out there. And here's a penalty marker down to lay a game call against the Seminole. That'll hurt.
Oh, man, you can't have that when you're 3rd down and 2.
George, I think the corner's staying outside where he can get it. All right, hold it. No.
Don, this is the first penalty.
I want a left 82 and tell him I said stick it in there. Left 82. I'm going to the 82.
He said
what
stick
down
it
is
in
it?
there.
You can see Florida State has dominated time of possession in the first quarter. 10 minutes of possession, 1 touchdown up. Big play here, 3rd down and goal from the Oklahoma 7-yard line. He's going to drill it. There's the fire, the strike, down close to the goal line, fumbled football.
It looked to me, Donnie, as if the whistle, I thought I heard the whistle blow before the fumble, and I think they ruled it short of the goal line by about a foot.
You're right. They want to take it in. The players do. We'll see what Coach Bowden wants to do.
They're extremely close, Don. I don't know if Coach Bowden knows how close they are. You can see where his forward motion was stopped. He made a lunge to try and get it over the goal line, but the whistle had already been blown.
What did he call that?
All of us quarterbacks do frustrate our coaches on occasion.
Now it brings up 4th down. It is ruled an incomplete pass. The ball goes back to what was the line of scrimmage, the 7-yard line, and 4th down comes up.
Back it up. Take too much. I want you to take too much time and back it up 5 yards. It's a delay of game. Tell that center not to snap the ball. That's ridiculous. Hey, Coach.
So what he's trying to do here, he's hoping to get the 5 yards back on it. Oklahoma jumping offside. Told the center not to snap it. Incomplete pass, so 4th down comes up, and it appeared that Bowden instructed and going in with the play to tell the center not to snap the ball. They want to see if they can't draw Oklahoma offside, anticipating get the 5 yards back.
I'll tell you, Oklahoma got a good break when they called that ball incomplete.
No snap will be coming. Oklahoma disciplined on defense, staying down in the 3-point and waiting for the time to run out. And so the assessment will come against Florida State. Didn't work.
Well, I really think he just wants a little better angle. I don't think he's trying to pull anybody off sides. When you're lined up to kick a field goal, you're not too many people are going to jump the gun, and it does improve his angle just enough, maybe a foot or 2, maybe 3 feet. And kickers are funny. Some of them like to be a little farther back, and whatever he likes, please him. You know, just get me the 3 points.
He's got to hook it in now at the right leg. Davy Capellan, bad snap. And Oklahoma answers the challenge and stops Florida State. So the
any sort of a fake. You can see the holder just had a little problem. He couldn't come down with it cleanly. As a result, it was a wild scramble. 7-0 lead. They're going to need more if they're going to stay ahead of a great Sooner team.
When we come back, the Sooners will have the ball first and 10. College basketball coming up Saturday on NBC, and right now it's back to live action at the 46th Orange Bowl. 13:31 to play first half. Oklahoma with the ball, trailing Florida State 7-0. J.C. Watson, quarterback. He pitches back, and here goes Sims, and look out. Billy Sims is across the 30. And Billy Sims can take it the full trip anytime he gets the ball. Big hit put on, and the ball was faked to the fullback, Wilson. And Sims breaks it for 25 yards before Monk Monosaur knocked him down.
Well, it's such a tough assignment for a defensive corner when you've got to watch the wide receiver, and you've got everybody pursuing from inside to out, and you've got a guy like Sims to contain. He can't come up because if he misses, he's had it. And they're going to, when they've gotten outside, they've been effective, and it'll be very tough to stop.
That's the freshman Wilson in the 4-point. They go to David Overstreet. There's a lot of Seminoles there to hit him, led by number 39 linebacker Reggie Herring, who led the Seminoles in tackles this year. A junior linebacker from Titusville, Florida. The bowl game scores are all in except for the Orange Bowl. Alabama, ranked number 1 in one poll, a decided victor over Arkansas, 24-9. Houston coming from behind in the closing seconds to upset Nebraska, 17-14. Southern California coming from behind today to beat Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. Here's Watts, 2nd and 9. He's quick, but not that quick. And the Florida State Seminoles are going to knock him down back inside the 40. A loss of 5 yards on the play, 6-yard loss. James Gilbert, number 52, is in rushing as Charles White sets a new Rose Bowl rushing record, 246 yards. And SC comes from behind to beat Ohio State 17-16. So the ball is now at the 39-yard line of Oklahoma. 3rd down will be coming up and 15 yards to go for the first down. The Sooners don't like to pass much, but you were pointing out earlier, John, Watts has a great arm. They rate him the best passer they've had there in 10 years. He runs it himself, and Watts is an open field. J.C. Watts takes it down inside the 30, not done yet. He's going to take it into the end zone, and Oklahoma is on the board. 61 yards. Julius Caesar Watts takes it the distance. Well, we've seen some big plays.
Well, I mean, that's what you need in a quarterback. A fella that can throw the ball a bit, make it well, but find a hole and has great speed once he finds a hole to do something about it. He sets up his block very well. He's got 2 offside linemen, Oubre and Don Key on that occasion, that were both downfield helping him out 30 yards past the line of scrimmage.
He's a very engaging young man, a very bright young man, J.C. Watts. Comes from the same hometown as the Selman brothers. He said, you knew I was going to Oklahoma. And J.C. Watts now with the extra point up and good, and the Oklahoma Sooners have tied the game at 7. 11:35 to play in the first half. And we'll be back at the 9th.
On the scoreboard with J.C. Watts in that long run. Julius Caesar Watts, that is. And after football, maybe he'll go into show business. Like, watch out, Johnny Carson. Here's a sample.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Put a little
Thank you
music
so very
with it.
much, J.C. Watts. I think they'll keep him a quarterback.
They've never had a quarterback that wasn't a ham.
Let us see if they can play football, though. He just put the game into a knot at 7 after the extra point. Here's the kickoff downfield. Kelly Burney sees it scoot on through the end zone, and so it comes out first and 10 at the 20 for Florida State. 11:35 to play in the first half. Now let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is 23, KNDO Yakima.
We're at the 1980 Orange Bowl in Miami. It is sold out. Some 77,000 are here. There would have been 50,000 more if the ball yard was big enough. Coach Barry Smith and his Oklahoma Sooners right now in a tie. 7-7. Florida State with the ball. Here is Jordan. Good play fake. Goes in the flat. It's going to be picked off by Oklahoma. Bud Hebert picks the ball off for the Sooners, and all of a sudden this football game is turned around as Oklahoma has it back inside the Florida State 10-yard line.
Excellent play by the secondary for Oklahoma that time. They allowed their free safety to play the ball all the way. They got man-to-man on the wide receivers. And when they did so, he never could break clear. There was nobody to get in his way, nobody to break up the interception.
Bud Hebert, a senior free safety from Beaumont, Texas. And that's where Barry Switzer thinks the football players are. He has 40 in his program for the state of Texas and Oklahoma. He goes across the border.
They've got a lot in Oklahoma, California.
Up the middle they go. David Overstreet takes the ball on a 1st and 10 carry from the 10-yard line. Actually be 1st and goal.
A couple more coming.
At the 10, the ball's advanced down to the 7. Morowski, 53, and Harry Turner, the two linebackers are on the stop. Bud Hebert played a lot of football this year for Oklahoma. He played defensive back at times, starting tonight at free safety. He also played wide receiver at times. First two-way players from 68. Apparently, John, we had an offside against Florida State because the ball is advanced to the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal from there. 1st and goal for Oklahoma. David Overstreet has the ball. This is Stanley Wilson. He runs away from trouble. He turns inside the 5 and he dives into the end zone. And Oklahoma is on the board and takes the lead.
I'll tell you, Don, that is just about as impressive a run as you're going to see. He had nowhere to go. The Seminoles have been trying to force from the inside out. They got a good piece of Wilson. On two different occasions. He plugged up at the point of attack. Now he's got, that looked like Simmons to me that had a pretty good hold of him. He got rid of him and beat all the pursuit into the end zone. Stanley Wilson, the freshman from California. That's a beautiful run.
Boy, it was. Tell you what, this football game will keep your interest. Extra point is up. Let's see. It's good. Sidewinder is struck up and through by Keeling, and so Oklahoma, after trailing 7-0, the favorite Sooners rally back with consecutive touchdowns, and they take the lead 14-7. Orange Bowl. Sooner fans have something to cheer about now as Stanley Wilson, a freshman fullback, runs it in from 5 yards out for a touchdown, and Oklahoma takes the lead for the first time in the game, 14-7. After the interception by Bud Hebert set it all up. Now to kick off. Pinning downfield. It is going to be taken by Kelly Burney. He breaks the first wave, and Kelly Burney's across the 30-yard line out to the 35. A couple of guys keep it going after the play. A 21-yard return, and Florida State, trailing by 7, sends the offense out 1st and 10. We pointed out earlier, Florida State is a come-from-behind football team. They've come from behind in the 4th quarter 16 times in the last 2 seasons. Bowden says we don't feel right if we're ahead going into the 4th quarter. Something's not right. On 1st down, the pitch back goes to Whiting, and Oklahoma is there to knock him down for little or no gain. Johnny Goodman on the tackle.
Right now, you want R44? R44.
Sounds to me like that's a little running play, Don. Look at those two.
Bobby, a gain of only a half-yard, make it 2nd down and a long 9 now for Florida State. They do indeed go to the run, and carrying the ball is Michael Whiting. And Oklahoma's middle guard, Richard Turner, a 245-pound junior.
White, 68, X-drag.
Right in.
How much we need?
They're down and 6 yards to go for the first down now for Florida State. Ball at the Seminoles' 39-yard line. Clock running, 9:50 to play in the first half. Oklahoma's in the lead, 14-7. The big rush. And Jimmy Jordan never had a second look. As rushing on through is the middle guard, Richard Turner from Edmond, Oklahoma.
Did he get any help?
Don, Richard Turner's been a big playmaker for them throughout the past couple years. And you had heard Bobby Bowden say that'll be a little drag pattern, X-drag. That was a weak side receiver running into the middle. He was open. Jordan had Turner sitting right in his face and had no chance to go.
Let's see what can happen. Get yourself loose.
He just told his other quarterback, Wally Woodham, to loosen up. He'll change pitchers in a hurry. He might go back to the original starter. This one's almost blocked. It gets off, but it's an errant punt. It hops out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. So Oklahoma sends out the offense with good position as Florida State's Ron Stark just gets it away against a big run. Right now there is a break in the action at the 1980 Orange Bowl game with the score Oklahoma 14 and Florida State 7. We'll return in a moment.
NBC.
Sold-out Orange Bowl. As we go back to the live action, and Florida State has a backup quarterback. He's more of a, they call him the doctor, Wally Woodham. He picks the defensive arm. They call the other kid, Jimmy Jordan, a Winchester. He's got the rifle arm.
We'll get back to it when they have the ball. And then maybe...
Here's J.C. Watts. He wants to do it all over again. He went 61 yards in his last carry into the end zone. Paul Porowski knocks him down, but Watts has the ball inside the 35-yard line of Florida State. See where they spot it down.
He looks explosive, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. They have speed. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be second down and 4. 8 times this year, Oklahoma put up 3 or more touchdowns in a single quarter. They explode. They detonate on offense. Handoff goes to the great one, Billy Sims, on a 2nd and 4 carry. Sims is down close to the Florida State 32-yard line. Middle guard Ron Simmons, number 50, knocked him down.
Don, you'll notice that throughout the evening, Oklahoma's had very little success running up the middle. Primarily, it's because of Simmons and the style of play that they employ. They're going from the inside out, trying to use the sideline, force those backs for Oklahoma to run wide, and they feel their pursuit can catch up. Now, Simmons is so great as a down lineman that they don't want to nullify him with one fine center like Tabor, so they're moving him around on the line, trying to employ him in different spots. He hasn't made many tackles, but they'll find a place for him.
On 3rd down and 2, David Overstreet carries the ball for the Sooners, gets it down inside the 30-yard line, and he has a first down for Oklahoma. Mark Mosick knocked him down for Florida State, number 67. But the Sooners drive on. After falling behind 7-0 early in this game, they got this stuff together right now.
Let's go, babe.
Paul, kids over here. You got to hold back a little bit.
First down and 10 for Oklahoma. 30-yard line of Florida State, just inside the 30. J.C. Watson, quarterback. Takes to the fullback, pitches back, and here comes David Overstreet inside the 30, inside the 25, and down to the 21-yard line. Mark Montesor, free safety, knocked him down. But Oklahoma drives on with 7:08 left to play in the first half.
Here we go. Ron Simmons, number 9 in the Heisman Trophy voting. When that happens to a defensive lineman, you know he's a fine player. They're trying to let their defensive halfbacks come up and make the plays. Now, when you're talking about Bonasort's been a fine tackler, but they're going to get their fill if they don't start getting to those backs a little quicker.
On 2nd and 2, J.C. Watts is hit, knocked down. He won't get the first down. Bonassort again makes the play. He's a junior from Pittsburgh, a walk-on, didn't have a scholarship. As Coach Bobby Bowden says, some people call him lucky. We call it instinct. He's always around the football. Not very fast, but he's made so many plays. He led the team in interceptions this year with 8. Bonassort. So now 3rd down comes up. There was a loss of over a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down along 3.
And you'll notice they were in a defense that allowed him to get to the line of scrimmage a little more quickly.
Florida State put 5 people in down stances. The quarterback Watts rolls and twists and moves inside the 20. He had to get close to the 19-yard line. Bobby Butler, the left corner, made the hit. Very close to a first down. He got it by the nose of the football.
That's just exactly what he did get it by. There have been 3 or 4 calls for first downs and were decided by about 3 inches, and I think this is one of them.
6 minutes to play in the first half. 14-7 Oklahoma. Seminoles on their third possession drove 74 yards with Michael Whiting taking it in from a half-yard out. Then Florida State saw quarterback J.C. Watts of Oklahoma on a keeper play go 61 yards for a touchdown to tie the game. On the next possession of the Seminoles, Bud HEBERT intercepted, took it back to the 10. And a couple of plays later, freshman Stanley Wilson ran it in from 5 yards out. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, then cut wide and outran the Florida State defense, and Oklahoma's in the lead by 7. First down and 10 for the Sooners. Watts carries again, and he's not done yet. J.C. Watts is inside the 5-yard line. Extraordinary agility. Spins, and finally run down by the middle guard, Ron Simmons, but J.C. Watts has the ball all the way down to the 4-yard line of Florida State.
It's a very tough offense for a team like Florida State to defense. When you've got your best player that can be nullified by the wishbone, you're in trouble. Now you see when he makes tackles, he's down the field 7 or 8 yards, and his great pursuit and athletic ability allows him to make the tackle. But they are nullifying him by sending that fullback right up the middle. It's been fun for Oklahoma.
Hits back. Billy Sims lost the ball, but he got it on the 1-hop. Oklahoma, as their coach has called it, we have a high-risk, high-score offense. They fumbled it away 36 times in the regular season. They've had 2 fumbles tonight. I guess you could call that one. The ball was free, but it hopped right back, and Sims got it.
Second down, third down. No, second down. Which return we want? Left return, Nick. Is that a middle or left?
He's talking about a kickoff return. But Oklahoma's not in yet. On second down, David Overstreet runs ahead and knocked down by Porowski.
You know, Don, it might be said on his behalf that he's not planning on his kickoff return because he thinks they're going to score, but a head coach's job is he is responsible to prepare for what might happen in the future, and that's just good preparation. I don't think his players think anybody's given up, and
oh no,
the yardage is pretty tough down there.
Overstreet got a little nervous down there. He got the ball down to the 3-yard line. It's third down and goal there for Oklahoma. The Sooners come at you with so many options. They like a fighter with combinations. Watts rolls out. Coming on through to make the big play was Mark Mossick.
It's been said all year, Don, that, you know, the big man is Ron Simmons. He's a great player, but they have a couple of big play men.
Walter Carter.
This one is Walter Carter. You know, you kind of expected it, though, to be Mossick because he's made so many big plays for him throughout the year. Now, a guy like Simmons creates the situation, but these 2 big down tackles follow through.
Now a field goal attempt is kicked up by Keeling, and he's got it. And so the Sooners do not get into the end zone for a third time, but they do get points on the drive with 3:08 left to play in the first half. Oklahoma extends its lead to 17-7. NBC and the United States Olympic Committee would like to remind you that the Boy Scouts of America are proud of the U.S. Olympic team. You can help support their new Olympic team Good Turn program during the new year. Watch for it. With John Brodie and Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui back at the 1980 Orange Bowl in Miami. Oklahoma just hit on a field goal by Keeling. It is 17-7 Sooners. And Bernie brings back the kickoff for Florida State. Turns the corner, has a lane, and gets it out across the 25 and out to the 30-yard line. And now they change quarterbacks to the Seminoles.
Well, I don't think that defensive stand can be too highly emphasized because there's a big difference between 14 and 10. Also, the fact their defense knows they can stop Oklahoma when they get down inside the 15-yard line. They've been behind 7 or 10 points several times before, but keeping them within 14 is a very big point from Bowden's viewpoint and mine.
While Jimmy Jordan was a quarterback tonight, he was 6 of 13 completions, 75 yards to 1 interception. That subsequently led to the go-ahead touchdown. Florida State tries to run, doesn't get there. Mark Lyle's carry.
Now put him in the short side. Put him in the short side. L44, Z reverse. Yeah, you go at Z.
Okay, this is a wide receiver reverse this time. They're faking. If they make the wide receiver to the strong side in, you see him start running around back there with the running backs, you'll know he's going to get the ball on a reverse.
That was Sam Platt, who just came in the game, number 29. Second down and 9 for Florida State. But it is. Sam Platt is on the run. He turns upfield. Sam Platt is out to the 35-yard line. Got ahead for about 6. Oklahoma shot some people through the gap. Looked like they were going to get him. George Cumby finally knocked him down.
It was a pretty good play. It actually looked like it might be just a little bit better. When Platt got the ball, he had 2 blockers out in front of him. It looked as if he could turn it up. Got caught up with his tackle, and as a result only picked up 6. But I think in discussing Woodham, which we might do right now, you'll notice that he only had 3 or 4 interceptions all year long, threw over 150 passes, and he's the sort of guy that they get their drives going inside. He'll nickel and dime you. Right there.
Throws a strike, but the ball is lost. Ardis Johnson, the freshman wide receiver, had it and lost it. Would have been a first down. That'll bring up 4th down, and Florida State will have to punt. With just 1:33 left to play in the first half. And as always, the Orange Bowl has the most spectacular halftime show you've ever seen. You'll see both bands, Oklahoma and Florida State, and you'll see a laser light show. Ron Stark into punt, had that 13-yarder a while ago, brought his average down when it was almost blocked. He did well to get it away. Back deep now for Oklahoma is Darrell Shepard, number 8. This time the Sooners set up the return. Stark hits it very high. Shepard signals for the fair catch. It takes a hop downfield. And it'll be down inside the 10-yard line. And very fortunately for the Sooners, it didn't touch Darrell Ray. It very nearly did. That was a 59-yard punt by Ron Stark of Florida State. So now Barry Switzer and his Sooners, who, as you see, have been to the Orange Bowl more than any other team, are set to go on offense from a hole. They're down inside their 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there with 1:21 to play in the first half. Last year, Oklahoma beat Nebraska 31-24.
Let's recall also that the Seminoles have a few timeouts left. If they stop Oklahoma cold on first down, you can figure them to use one of them, try to get themselves a good field position, get some points.
Football didn't come free. That was a helmet. The concussion of that hard hit by Ivory Joe Hunter, and Mark found a sword on David Overstreet. David lost his hat. Bowden now looking out at his defense. They try to get the ball back. Clock running. We're inside of it.
It really burns me up. We let the momentum get away from us. Yes, we can. We can win this ball game. Yeah.
It is 2nd down and 6 now. Coming up for the Sooners as time winds out in the first half. They go straight ahead to the run. With a 17-7 lead, Oklahoma takes the ball right at the Florida State defense, and now the clock winds inside 30 seconds to play. Billy Sims carried behind Lewis O'Bray and Terry Crouch. 3rd down, less than a yard, John.
I think you're getting the reason that Coach Bowden has not called timeout. He said we let the momentum get away from us. He must feel that calling timeout at this point would be futile. It's down to 6 seconds. I don't think we're going to have any more plays in the first half. He knows they have to capitalize when they get the breaks. They had a few and didn't.
So time winds out. And Oklahoma strikes back as they have so many times. The Sooners going up to a 17-7 lead. Now let's go down to the sideline and Bob Trumpy.
Thanks, Don. Barry Switzer on the sideline. It appears that Florida State's moving Simmons off the nose, and you're not running up the middle. But good offensive effort for you in the first half.
Well, they're shifting the whole line down. They're reducing the split inside and moving him over a weak side guard. That's a defense we play against quite a bit, Bob. But Florida State, we've playing a little bit better defense right now. The first 3 possessions they had to go right down the field, but we're playing pretty good defense right now, and
It does appear in passing situations, too. You're rushing just 3 guys and putting 8 guys back there to try to stop them, and they really are having problems.
We're playing a little different defensive alignments in secondary than we've shown all year. We're usually a 2-deep team, but they throw the ball too well, and our deep people, we can't afford to play that.
Are you happy with the first half performance of your team?
Well, we made a lot of mistakes, but when you lead with 10 points, you got to be happy. You know, the kicking game nearly killed us. Their kicking game nearly killed them there, but that we got 3 out of it, and we fumbled a punt return, and we've got another 7, but we've got to play better the second half.
Gotcha. Thank you, Barry. 17-7 there. Oklahoma's leading. Let's go back up to Don Criqui.
There we have it. Halftime score is 17-7. Oklahoma rallying back from a 7-0 deficit to take the lead at halftime. Coming up, the beam, the banjo, and a great halftime show will return to the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida after this. He said, we can play a perfect defense and give up an 80-yard touchdown to these guys. They're that good. That was really the case when J.C. Watts, their quarterback, rolled out, cut back. A couple guys had a shot, but he was gone.
Well, I think what Bowden expected, which really hasn't happened after the first couple series of plays, is that Oklahoma might be a little flat and not respect them as they hoped they would. And when they caught him by surprise, they let him off the hook. Now they've got to get it back and get humping and play the kind of offense they can play. And they haven't done it in the second quarter.
Well, we had a great game earlier today. I'm sure you saw it on NBC, the 1980 Rose Bowl game. USC coming from behind to win it. Dick Enberg has the highlights.
Well, I could be obvious and say they have to score a few points, but I really think what they have to do is they have to stop Oklahoma the first time they get the ball. Now, Bowden has mentioned several times during the season they've been behind. It's nothing for them to be behind by 10 to 14 points, but they haven't been behind Oklahoma by 17 points, and they can blow you right out of the tub. I think their defensive series, the first time Oklahoma gets the ball, since they will receive, will be the indicator of the ball game.
Well, Oklahoma will get the kickoff to start the second half. The Sooners leading by 10 at this point. And you feel then it's imperative they don't let another touchdown go up on the first Sooner drive.
Well, yeah, I think you heard Barry Switzer say that they're trying to mix as many defenses up as they can, trying to confuse the quarterbacks. Well, actually, Woody Woodham hasn't had an opportunity to play very much, but he's the guy, their high percentage thrower, had very few interceptions. They have to pick and diddle right now and dink, as Fran Tarkington used to do, and see if they can't get something generated. I think that's the way they're best to go.
I'll accept that, John. And we'll be back with the second half of this 1980 Orange Bowl game.